Hi. So I am back doing this Filson Weatherproof Satchel review. It's been a long time, and I know a couple of people out there were like, can you please, for the love of God, do this review? And so I apologize that it's taken so long, but if you follow me on Instagram, you see there was like a period where I wore the hell out of this bag. It's heavily in the rotation, and it's my first inaugural Filson piece, if I remember correctly. They're a little addicting because I bought this piece, and then I bought the hobo, and then I bought like this zipper clutch, and then I bought this backpack. So I've been purchasing a lot. But anyway, so whatever floats your boat. So this is the Filson Weatherproof Satchel. It was my first experience with Filson, and I'll tell you all the things that I absolutely adore about this bag. The first is, and for me this is a pro, but I know that it kind of goes both ways and people think of it as a con. It's a heavy bag. Like, this bag it's no joke. The leather is thick, and you can see that here sort of on the handles, just how thick that it is. And then you can see even sort of like when I put it down, it clunks. Like, it's not in any way light. It's got the 4 feet on the bottom, which adds to the weight. But to me, like, there's certain bags I carry that like are light, and they're typically not leather. And I do have a couple leather ones that are thin, but typically if you're going to carry leather, you're sort of making that trade-off, longevity for lightweight. And so that's the trade-off here. This is a bag that's going to be around for a gazillion years. Filson is guaranteed for life, and it's made in America, and I think it's like the 3rd oldest company in America, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. So anyways, long story short, it's something that you can feel good about buying, because yes, you pay more up front, but you sort of enjoy it for the rest of your natural life. I've not had weatherproof leather. I've had water resistant. But this I took up to NorCal a bunch in the heavy rains. And I did not intend to get caught out in the rains for as long as I did. But I didn't do anything to this bag in the way of like additional waterproofing when I got it. And you can see, hopefully you can see, there's no like spots or anything. So it got totally soaked. Or I won't say it got soaked, because the water doesn't really penetrate, but it didn't leave spots at all. So it holds up. It is a weatherproof satchel. Okay, so let's talk about what I love beyond the weight and sort of significance of the weight of the bag. It feels like meaty to me, and that's what I wanted. I love this. My phone always goes in here. What's in here right now? Business card. So my phone usually goes right here, and I love that it's kind of a subtle pocket, right? It's not like this, like, not glued on, but like stitched on sort of in your face pocket. It's a really subtle pocket here. And it has just these, they're not long enough to go like this. I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to, but it's really meant for like hand or crook of the arm carry. And that's the only way that I've carried it exclusively. And you'll see that when I get into it. And then the other side has nothing on it. Not pockets, nothing. Okay, so there's just so many features about this bag that I love, and I think that's also part of the reason like I put off doing the review, because I was like, it's gonna take you forever. But so it has this, and it just really facilitates the zipper pull, because it's so much easier to grab this giant thing, and it's giant. Like, usually you see a zipper pulls like to here, and it's nice. And so then it has these 2 little knots. It just is easy. And then this, which you saw me grab, it just helps with the zippering. Okay, and then getting into the bag, I do want to mention kind of, I don't even know if it's a con, but the mouth of the bag like doesn't open as wide as I would expect relative to the size of the bag. So like when you measure the bag, I thought, oh, my laptop will fit because of the width this way, and it should in theory, but the mouth here is not wide enough for the laptop to go in. So and it's just sort of the design of the way it is, that these sort of like, I don't know if pucker is the right word, but they sort of fold in on themselves a tiny bit, and so it restricts the opening. It doesn't restrict it if you're just trying to get normal things in there, but it's just a heads up. You cannot get a 9 by 13 inch laptop in here. What is in here? So I have my Love 41 zipper leather clutch in natural, which I just did the full review on. I have my hard-sided sunglasses case. I have my regular glasses, which I've actually started wearing again. The jury's still out. One time an optometrist said to me, you know, if you wear glasses, your eyes are only going to get worse because they're like a muscle and it's going to get lazier and lazier and lazier. And I said that to my optometrist the other day, and they looked at me like I was from Mars and was like, that's not true at all. Anyways, I have this thing, which I think was, it says, I'm trying to read it. It says like made with passion in style bag. I literally think this thing was like $7. And I'll link it down below, but I got it on Amazon and I love it. So I love it for a few reasons. One, because it's a really easy to find, like it's this sort of like obnoxious teal color. And when I use it in my totes, I put it in my totes like this, and it makes it really easy for me to pull it out. And I use this as my, like, did I put my stuff in here? I took a lot of stuff out because I'm not going into work these days. It's easier for me to show it to you like this. It's kind of like my work pouch thingy. And here's what I have. Like, big time nerd, but I love it. So it's got pen loops. And then it's got this little mesh packet here, which I'm not really sure that the mesh does anything, but I suppose it keeps the pens from sort of flapping around. So that's one way to get into the bag. You could zip that up. You could enter in through the top. But I think it's easier probably for you to see like this. So I have my work travel laptop cord here. I have two. Like I have a massive beast one, but this is the one that like I sort of take with me everywhere. And then I can actually fit in here also a giant, I wish I had brought it out, a giant phone charger, and that's like the same size as that, and I can fit in a small phone charger, and that's usually what lives in there. And then here I have my business cards, and then here I have like some USB cords, because you can never have enough USB cords. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. Who knew you were going to learn all about my $7 Amazon thing? And I've had this thing for, I don't know, a very, 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 very long time. And I use and abuse it. It was $7, and it actually has held up like a champ. The only place that I see some wear and tear, let me do this, it's like here. See how it's like the string is fraying? Totally fine with it. Okay, so what else is in here? This pouch, which I got when I was in NorCal, and I was like, oh, I'm going to do so many amazing things with this pouch. It's empty, whatever, but I carry it because I hope that one day I'll do amazing things with it. Today's not that day. Oh, here's my giant phone thing. I knew I had it. So this giant phone thing, it'll charge like a beast, like super fast. And that also fits in here, and that's normally where it lives. Not that you need to know all that. I have my key holder from my Tennessee BFF, Colonel Littleton. I don't know if you guys carry keys to your house. I didn't carry keys to my house for like 3 years, no joke. And I won't tell you how I got in my house, but somebody said to me the other day, you need to start carrying keys. That's what adults do. So can you please work on that? So I started. I'm working on it. You know who you are, but I carry keys like an adult. And then in here too, which I've obviously never used, is the Crossbody Strap that affixes right here. This thing is heavy. I think these are brass, if I'm not mistaken. I think all the metal on here is brass, and I don't believe it's brass plated. I think it's 100% brass through and through. This is adding to the weight. It's got the shoulder strap for comfort. I like it. I've never used it. I just haven't felt the need to. But for some reason, I have this paranoid fear. If you have it too, please comment below so I can feel better about myself. That if I somehow take this strap and like store it with my purse stuff, of which I have a lot, that I'll never be able to match the miscellaneous straps to the bag. And I know that's a bit silly because they're all like pretty unique and pretty distinct, so you should be able to do it. But whatever. Like I said, it's a paranoid thing. So I always carry it with a bag that adds to the weight. C'est la vie. Maybe it's making my shoulders stronger. So that's all I have in here. And I don't know realistically that you could see, it's dark, everything that's in this bag. So I'll start on this side that's closest to me. Right in here is a really generous size zipper pocket. And it has a baby zipper pull on it. I'm hoping you can see that. Usually the only things I put in there are like a phone. You could not put, for reference, I could not put this in there. It's smaller. It's probably like, so it's kind of like phone-ish size. Let me just make sure that's true before I tell you a lie. Yeah, you can't do that. It doesn't fit. So anyways, there's a modest size zipper pocket on the side closest to me. Swing it around, and that is, it's got leather trim, leather zipper pull, but I suspect it's a canvas or whatever is on the inside. It is a lined bag, so whatever the lining is, that's what the pocket's also made out of. And then on the back side here, we have an open divided pocket, and this is also pretty modest size. It's like each side is kind of like the width of my hand right here. So hopefully you can see that. And I can also stash a phone in there. I usually put like a phone and a battery, and then if I have like a small wallet or something like that, I'll tuck it into the interior zipper pocket. But that's it. I just really like this bag. You know, and a lot of people are like, oh my God, your bag's heavy. It is heavy, but it's also going to last a gazillion years. It's a company that I feel good about supporting. I think now more than ever, there's a focus on American made. And so it's kind of nice to be able to support that. When I was in Seattle last year for work, I went by Filson just to check it out, and I really liked their store. Found out later they have an outlet, which I'm bummed that I didn't go to that. But maybe someday I'll be back in Seattle and get the chance to check that out. So that's it. This is the long-awaited Filson Weatherproof Satchel. I'm not even sure that it's on their website anymore, but I do know that it is on some of their other retailers where sort of when things move off their stock, that it goes there. I think like Moose Jaw, Backcountry, and I have seen their stuff on Nordstrom Rack and all of that good stuff. So check it out. Maybe it'll make a comeback, and maybe this will still be a relevant review. But in the interim, Filson Weatherproof Satchel. Thank you so much for watching.